Hello everyone and welcome back to Code Realize. Sorry, it's going to be it's long times in between them. I just can't help it. Um it's been a little bit hard to stay motivated on top of stuff that's happening in real life too. But once I can push out these common root stories, then it'll be a little bit more motivating to me, I think, because then I get to replay the character stories, which is what I'm really looking forward to. Today is also the release of the Final Fantasy VII second part of the demo, so I don't know if this will get recorded in before tonight or not. Today's a really busy day, and I also have to pick up my daughter at I have to leave at 2:30 to go pick her up, which is going to lead right into D&D session with my husband because he's starting a game as well. The kids have been just dying to play ever since I started my game, so we started one just for them so they can play too. And my brother's going to be coming over as well, so that's tonight, and they have, early bedtime because of school, so, and I need to do a Final Fantasy demo stream, so this is going to get recorded. Whether or not it gets edited before tonight, I don't know, but I mean, it'll get released sometime today, whether I start it at 8 o'clock at night or if I can get it edited before I leave. I have a little bit of a congestion today, so sorry if I sound different. But I got my coffee this morning and I'm ready to do some recording. The afternoon after the party, I head for Deli's room carrying his meal on the tray. Deli, I brought your dinner. His voice carries through the door. It seems like yesterday was a special exception and he won't come out tonight. Are you sure you don't want to eat it with everyone else? But you joined us at the party yesterday. I create many regrets. I see. Oh. He's trying to keep their races separate. He has a true passion for avoiding us. I was hoping that yesterday would have helped him open up to us. Huh? Shishi? I forbid it. There's some commotion going on in there. What could it be? The noise ceases. Belly? No response. What could have happened in there? Oh, are you alright? I heard some noises. The door opens, revealing Deli. Cece slips in between his legs and rubs up against me. Cece. He looks up at me with a good-natured doggy smile as if to say, look, I brought Deli out to you. So dinner. Says that as he's being all shy.
メイ君は配下の中言に耳を傾けるという。シシがお前たちと食事をしたがっている。世が出向く理由など、それだけだ。
I understand. Deli turns away, looking disgruntled, then starts to walk ahead. Cece runs over to join him at his feet.
いらっしゃい。おう、なんだよドラちゃん。今日からは食事に参加すんのか？
歓迎するよ、ドラちゃん。
ドラちゃん言うな。世はシシに勧められて仕方なくとな。
食事は大勢の方が楽しいもの。私も大歓迎ですよ。
ここで食べていけばいい。
Van Helsing says this quietly but with strength.
私が逃げないよう監視するなら、食事も共に取るべきではないのか。
世に指図するな。
Reverse psychology always works on children.
いいじゃんいいじゃん。ほら座って座って。俺の料理はみんなで食べると万倍うまくなるように作ってあるんだからな。
MP quickly ushers Deli to his seat and pushes him towards the table. I'm sorry if you hear a train in the background, but it's like 61 degrees outside at like 9:30 in the morning, so on February 21st, so the window is open.
では改めていただきましょう。
人間の食べ物など大したことはない。
It's so mediocre as I scarf it down as quickly as I can. Although he won't stop complaining, Deli eats with more enthusiasm than any of us at the table. You're being rude to the cook.
いいっていいって。ドラちゃんの言葉が嘘か本当かなんて、その食いっぷりで丸分かりだからさ。
I know, it just gives away
い
everything.
や、確かに食事を恵まれている立場として礼節を書いた言葉だった。すまない。
まあ、お気に召していただき何より。なあバン、よかったよな。お前が一番心配してたもんね。
Sure, call him out.
聞こえないふりでしょうかね。
That's how we welcome a new member into our mealtime gatherings. I feel like I'm being observed and look up. My eyes meet Victor's and he smiles as if to play it off. That night, she's training. I practice the stances used in self-defense that Van Helsing taught me before I go to sleep. I'm well aware that such moves are rarely delivered perfectly in actual battle. However, if I can get my body to remember these moves, I'll be able to react without thinking in battle. The more practice I get, the better. Ah. The people around me are very skilled. If we're going to face more dangers, I don't want to be in their way. I go over the things I learned in training one by one. As I do, the expression Victor had been wearing during the meal comes to my mind. What was that about? Was he trying to say something about the lead he was talking about yesterday? The conversation had never fully been finished after Sholm's interruption. Maybe Lupin and the rest all have their own takes on the situation. No one had brought up the subject with Victor since last night. What did that glance he gave me mean? I wonder if he's hiding something. Oh, he's definitely hiding something. But I feel bad for him too. Yeah. As my frustration mounts, I intensify my training in search of answers. What does the future have in store for us? What will happen to everyone, to me? The uncertainty of tomorrow unsettles me. I probably feel this way because I'm happy now, and because I've been able to cross paths with so many people. My anxiety grows when I stop my exercises, the poison flowing throughout my body, the horologium shining from my chest. What exactly am I? Monster. The word bubbles up into my consciousness. I am...
カルディア、大丈夫？
Yay, Victor. Victor's voice knocks me out of my reverie. Victor? I realize that he's standing right in front of me with his brow furrowed. Why did I come here? I can't remember at all.
ああ、うん。さっきから話しかけてるのに全然反応ないし、なんだかぼーっとしてたから。でもよかった。何かあったのかと焦ったよ。
No, I'm fine. I was just thinking. Was there a reason you came to see me, Victor? We're out in the inner courtyard. When I ask this, he scratches his cheek with a guilty expression.
用事？そうだね。割と大切な用事になるかな。
Important? We sit down together on the edge of one of the flower beds. Even though Victor said he had a reason for seeing me, he doesn't attempt to say more. I'm curious what he wants to talk about. Looking at his face, I can tell he is conflicted. If he should tell me or remain silent, that seems to be his dilemma. The wind quietly stirs at the air as I sit and wait for him to speak. Come to think of it, I can only recall a few times when I was able to look up at the night sky like this, and for good reason. I was at the house in Wales until recently, trapped in a cage of loneliness, looking down all by myself.
ずっと悩んでたんだ。
When Victor finally speaks, I look back at him.
どうすれば君が真実を手に入れられるのか。僕はそれを知ってる。
The truth?
これから話すことは昨日言った手がかりについてのことなんだ。みんなには明日また改めて話すつもりだけど。
I hold my breath.
アイザックは自身の秘匿された研究所を持っていた。その研究所の場所がわかるかもしれない。
And that is when this whole game turns around. A research lab, does it have something to do with me?
ああ、間違いなくあるはずだよ。君のホロロギウムに。
My hand automatically reaches towards my chest where the gem is embedded. Victor nods slowly, then continues with a serious expression.
それに僕はホロロギウムの正体に心当たりがあるんだ。
More than just an idea, I'd say. What?
順を追って話すよ。イギリスには王立協会っていうアカデミーがある。そこで昔ある研究が行われていたんだ。永久エネルギーの発見、不死薬の生成、未だ人類が叶えていない神の御業の模倣。それらすべての礎となりうる完全物質、賢者の石。その生成実験がビクトリア女王の指示のもと莫大な予算が注ぎ込まれ執り行われていたんだ。
I'm hearing all of this for the first time. Well, of course you are. I don't understand some of it, and what I do understand makes little sense. But Victor's serious tone is enough to tell me that this must have been an immense endeavor. Yeah, they're researching how to create living organisms from non-living organisms. The Philosopher's Stone?
ああ、けれど計画は失敗に終わる。賢者の石を生成することはかなわず、その前段階の物質ジクテリウムが生まれた。目的を果たすことができなかった研究者たちは責任を追及され立場を追われたんだ。
Victor pauses to sigh heavily as if taking a break from his exposition. I still get the feeling that he's hiding something from me. Is that everything you wanted to tell me? He avoids my gaze for a moment.
いや、むしろここからが本題。この研究を引き継いだ者がいるんだ。
You? He shakes off whatever's holding him back and turns to me.
それが君の父であるアイザック・ベックフォード。
Oh yeah, Isaac. My father.
そうだよ。君のお父さんだ。ただ、彼がどうして賢者の石の研究へと手を出したのかは僕にもわからないけど、アイザックが研究へと関わった後、僕は機会に恵まれて彼によって消化されたジクテリウムを見たことがあるんだ。
How is this related to me?
それが君の胸に輝く宝石と似た輝きを持っていたんだ。おそらくその胸に埋まった宝石は元はジクテリウムだったもの。そして賢者の石の前身、それが名を変え後にホロロギウムと呼ばれるものになったんだと思う。
He's refusing to put himself directly involved in this by saying, I think. A sudden gust of wind blows past us, and the flowers in the flower bed rustle. The blue gem embedded in my chest, the horologium. Because, I mean, obviously Victoria wants you because of your research, which means you are directly involved in whatever Isaac was planning, obviously, because she said Britain's going to be ruined if what you know gets out to other people. So. But he's pretending like he's not directly involved. So it's true that my father himself has deep ties with this. My father made this. It's strange. Just from this information alone, the gem in my chest suddenly becomes something precious to me.
どうしてそのホロロギウムが君の心臓の代わりとなり、君を生かし、その体に毒を救わせているのか。
Oh yeah, I forgot she doesn't have a heartbeat.
その理由まではわからない。あまり有益な情報ではなくて、ごめん。
I shake my head. It's alright, just knowing that father made this, that he was actually involved, makes me happy. Because it keeps me alive, and he made it himself. I'm alive right now because of father, aren't I? I don't know why he had put the horologium inside of me, but he must have done it for my sake. Probably because it's doing exactly what he wanted to do, wanted to make you alive. Maybe you weren't alive before. I look up and see that Victor is looking away with a forlorn expression. It's like he's struggling with something. Yeah, he's not telling you the whole truth. That's what he's struggling with.
さっき僕が言った研究施設は、アイザックが賢者の石の研究をしていた場所だ。それはつまり。
It's where the horologium was created?
ああ、多分ね。
I see. If we go there, we may be able to figure out how to fix the poison and learn about my lost past. But why? Why are you telling me this now? You could have said something much sooner.
それはジクテリウムとホロロギウムの共通性を確信するのに時間がかかってしまったから。
You know, I believed you and this is my first playthrough, but just hearing it in your voice, you didn't know if you wanted to say it. You didn't know when you wanted to say it. You knew, you just didn't know when you wanted to come out with it.
本当ならもっと早い段階で君に知らせるべきだと理解していたんだけどね。
You've been giving her a look since the very beginning, so you've known. I see. I gently fold my hands over the horologium. I can feel it, even through my clothing. I carefully made the gem shining inside me. Though it normally seems lifeless, right now it feels warm. Almost feels.
カルディア、真実はきっと変わらずそこにあり続ける。それがどんな結果であろうと、君が望むのであれば。
He's like, if we go find his laboratory, there's no turning back. The truth will be the truth no matter what it is. So are you prepared? Victor? Victor turns to look at me. He seems to be staring into an entirely different place. Yeah, he knows exactly what's going to be found there. And if he doesn't at this point, I don't remember like fully, but if he doesn't know what exactly is going to be there, he has a hunch. Which is why he's warning you. At breakfast the next day, After Deli and Cece have left the dining hall, Victor brings up the topic to the rest of us.
みんなに話したいことがあるんだ。
With this, he repeats what he told me last night about the horologia, my father, and his research. Just as I had been last night, some seem confused by the terms they are hearing for the first time. Nevertheless, it's good news. After he finishes his explanation, he takes a breath.
僕が知っているのはここまで。確証が持てるまで黙っていたのは謝るよ。
というか、それって言うなれば、目標の本拠地判明ってことっしょ。大発見じゃねえの？
そう簡単にいけばいいがな。
なんでよ。
確かにそれは有力な手がかりですが、昨夜フランが言っていたのは有力な手がかりの手がかり。つまりそこに至るまでにまた別の何かがあるのでは？
He looks up at the heavens.
おう、そうかそうだった。手がかりの手がかりとかめんどくさいな。もうパパッと解決できねえかな。
The Count is right. Victor's just said what his promising lead is. He still hasn't told us what the lead to the lead was and what we'll need to do to get the actual information.
愚痴っててもしょうがねえだろ。何も進まないよりは100倍増したぜ。
I agree. Yes, we need to keep moving forward one step at a time.
で、フランよ。もう一つの手がかりってのは？俺たちはこれから何をすればいい？
Victor nods firmly before replying.
みんなにはあるものを手に入れてほしいんだ。それがアイザックの研究所への手がかりになるだろうから。
あるもの？やけに遠回しな物言いをするな。それほど厄介な代物ということか？
ああ、相当に。何せロンドン中のマフィアが総出で警備するような代物だからね。
マフィアが警備。はは、なるほど。
It seems like everyone but me has an idea, but Victor is tiptoeing around. Impy places his forehead against the dining table, but the three others, including Lupin, seem to be grinning. What's going on? Victor continues to talk, but I am just as confused as ever.
今回手に入れてほしいのはブラックギャザリングの優勝商品なんだ。
The Black Gathering? This is yet another new term. It's like a black market, I think. Seeing my confusion, Saint Germain offers up an explanation.
あなたはすでに何度か出向いた場所ですよ。テムズ川の川淵にて行われている催し物があったのを覚えていますか？
I remember it's where we met Van Helsing.
どっかの不愛想メガネ君が大暴れしてくれちゃったあの場所な。私をいちいち引き合いに出すな。
あの催しは長期間開催であり、その最終日には最後を締めくくる盛大なイベントが行われるのですよ。それがブラックギャザリングと呼ばれる飛行船レースなのです。
黒き集会。つまりは闇社会からうじゃうじゃと人間が集まる日だ。物騒な連中だが金回りだけはいいからな。直に打ち合いでもしない限り警察も軍も動きはしない。
An airship race. Airships. I read about them in books, so I have a lot of knowledge about them. I can't recall seeing them up close much. I've seen them from afar, floating among the clouds. I mean, you were shot at by one of them recently. Oh, but I do have a recent memory of being attacked by an airship. I don't remember much about it, but I do recall that it was a huge machine. I can't imagine what an airship race would be like.
それもアイザックの功績の一つなんだけど、彼はエアロカーボニウムという素材を作り出したんだ。とても軽くて丈夫、量産も難しくない素材でね。飛行船の技術が飛躍的に進む中、そういった余興もできるようになっていったんだ。
Father sure did a lot.
ええ、まさしく人類の歴史を変えた現代のプロメテウスの名にふさわしい仕事と言えるでしょう。
Prometheus. The Titan said to have given the secret of fire to humanity. It's strange knowing that my father is being compared to a great figure from mythology.
話を元に戻すが、ブラックギャザリングの優勝商品が手がかりとはどういうことだ？
それが今回の優勝商品はアイザック・ベックフォードの意向とされているんだ。
Posthumous collection.
行方不明のまま生死も分かっていない人物の意向ですか。なんとも気の早い人たちですね。
死んだことにすれば価値が高まる。それだけの話だろう。
遺構って要するに文章を書いた紙だろ。そんなのに価値があんのかね。
伝説とも言われるアイザックの意向となれば、全財産を投げ打ってでも欲しいというコレクターが山ほどいるでしょうね。しかし、どのような経緯でレースの商品などに？彼の論文は何であれ国家機密に値するはず。闇レースといえど、そう簡単に出回る品ではないと思うのですが。
Yeah, I know. I think when Victoria would go to keep it secret.
聞いた話では元は王立協会によって保管されていたもののようです。協会のメンバーが欲に目がくらんである富豪に売り渡したという話でした。
なるほど。そして闇社会を流され行き着いた先がブラックギャザリングというわけですか。
Victor slowly nods at the Count's logic. Documents written in my father's hand. You're right, there must be something in there about the horologium. It seems my anticipation was growing despite myself, and I noticed my hands have clenched into fists.
だったら簡単な話じゃねえか。そいつは俺が取ってきてやるよ。
いや、それはおすすめできないかな。
なんでだよ。マフィアの警戒も程度、俺なら余裕で出し抜いてやれるぜ。
別にルパンの腕を疑ってるわけじゃないよ。ただドラクロワの襲撃事件からマフィアたちは見栄を捨てて周囲に協力を求めるようになってるんだ。
それが何だってんだよ。
優勝商品の警備をするのはあのエルロック・ショルメだよ。
よっしゃ、正々堂々レースに参加して手がかりゲットと行こうじゃねえか。
He's like, all right, let's beat that guy fair square in the face.
変わり身早っ。
You really don't like Sholmes, do you, Lupin?
苦手というか天敵というかね。
早くも白旗を上げるとはな。普段の大口はどうした？
白旗なんざあげちゃいねえ。あの野郎のしつこさにはへきへきしてんだよ。言っとくけど、これは逃げじゃねえぞ。
ちなみに警備だけでなく盗まれた場合もショルメがその捜査に協力するというおまけ付き。
ほーら見ろ、俺の読み通りだ。こいつは戦略的撤退ってやつだ。わかったな。
Strategic retreat.
撤退も逃げも同じく退く行為なのですが、 まあルパンがそう言うならばそういうことにしておきましょう。
それにレースに出場するのはいいが、肝心の飛行船はどうするつもりだ。最低限の道具すらないようでは参加すらままならないだろう。
That's what he goes to steal instead. Why don't we have MP make one?
頼ってもらえるのは嬉しいけど、一から作るとなると予算と時間がな。
Then should we buy one? You said the amount of money Lupin brought back was enough to buy an airship.
どうかな。普通の飛行船ならそりゃ買えると思うけどさ。そいつでレースに勝とうっていうのはさすがのインピーさんでも難しいかな。飛行船つってもピンキリでさ、速いやつは時速100キロとか余裕で越しちゃうんだぜ。
100 kilometers an hour? That's such a big number, I can't even imagine how fast it actually is.
第一、普通のレースじゃないじゃんよ。しょぼい船で参加なんてしたら撃墜されてデッドエンドでしょ。
Shot down?
カルディアさん、レースの主催者が闇社会に生きているものだということを忘れてはいけませんよ。このレースの内容では対戦相手を撃墜してもいいということになっているんです。参加者は全員漏れなく死んでも構わないという趣旨の誓約文にサインを入れることになっていますしね。
That's brutal. In case of injury or death. What an intense race. An airship race where combat is allowed. Illegal airship races are so extreme.
だがやらないわけにもいかないだろう。そのレースでの優勝で私たちそれぞれの目標へと近づくことができるならなおさらだ。インピー、勝負できる船に改造するとしたらどれくらいの金が必要になる？
この俺の技術力をもってすれば中型飛行船が2隻買える額がありゃ優勝確実って感じ。
Two? It costs that much?
何でも標準以上のものを求めるとお高くつくもんさ。他で頼んでみな。飛行船5隻分はふっかけられちゃうぜ。
だったらベースになる飛行船は俺が何とかしてやる。インピー、てめえは今から改造案でも考えてな。
なんとかするって当てはあるの？
Yeah, Healy did, obviously.
おうよ。じゃあ早速だけど出かけてくるわ。
Bye.
留守番よろしくな。
It's like, take care. Lupin confidently marches out of the dining room. I wonder what Lupin's going to do. Well, that's...
あいつのことだ。どうせまともなやり方ではあるまい。
I wonder.
ああ、それ同意だわ。バンの言う通り絶対普通じゃないことしてくるよ。
ついでにトラブルを運んでこなければいいけど。
ですが意味のない誇張をする人ではありませんし、我々はおとなしく待つしかありませんね。
Lupin has no way of knowing what everyone is saying about him, but the next morning he returns to the mansion with an amazing souvenir. The next day I was sitting in a daze, still drowsy after waking up. It seems a little too early to get up, but I should get out of bed. I sit up, deciding that I might as well use this time constructively now that I'm up. While I'm stretching, a vibration shakes throughout the entire room. Is it coming from outside? I get out of bed and run over to the window. There. An airship?
よう起きてたか。飛行船一隻届けに来たぜ。
Airship delivery. Lupin's voice echoes loudly from the airship. That must be a loudspeaker, like Lionheart had been using the other day. Lupin waves and smiles, but all I can do is wave absent-mindedly, too dumbfounded by the scene before me. Gasp. I snap back to reality after a few seconds, then quickly make myself presentable and leave the room. Once I'm outside, I find everyone else from the mansion, including Deli and Cece, has gathered around. Everyone is looking up at the huge vehicle with round eyes.
おお、これは飛行船というやつか。凄まじく大きいな。
Cece spins around Deli, barking excitedly. That's right, it's an airship. Is this your first time seeing one too?
あ、空を飛んでいるところならば何度か見たことがあるが、すごいな。間近で見るとこんなにも大きいのか。
Just noticed that CC has a heart-shaped tuft of fur on his hind leg. I don't know why I just noticed that. Also, the checkered pattern is really getting annoying. Like, I'm sure there's supposed to be something there. I just don't know why it's not showing up. This is a digital version, so maybe I have a corrupted file or something.
お、ドラちゃん分かってる。男のロマンだよな、こういうのってなあ。
よし、シシーがどうしても近くで見たいと言うから、要は飛行船の元へ行く。止めてくれるな。
Do not stop me. Bye. He completely ignores Impy's attempt at conversation, and he seems to be ignoring CC as well. Deli picks up CC in his arms and runs towards the airship at full tilt.
ドラちゃんにまで無視されるとか。インピーさんの威厳ってばどこ行っちゃったのかな。
Impy stands there looking sad, so I decide to ask a question. Luba said he's delivering it. What's that supposed to mean?
さあ、それはここにいる全員の疑問なんじゃないかな。
It means Impy needs to fix it up, and then you guys are going to race it. As we stand around, Lupin appears from within the airship and looks over at all of us, satisfied at a job well done.
朝早くにお揃いで。別にゆっくり寝ててもよかったのによ。
Whatever. You're the one that announced on a loudspeaker, "Hello, are you all awake?" Lupin laughs in a good cheer, but Van Helsing speaks in his usual tone.
それでこいつは一体どこから盗んできた？ビクトリアとの交渉を無意にするようなバカな真似をしてはいないだろうな。
へいへい、お気遣いなく。盗んでも両親の痛まないところから取ってきたんだよ。何も問題ねえさ。
ああなるほど。実にあなたらしい発想だ。ヤードから表彰されてもおかしくないですね。
Did you steal an airship from someone who stole an airship? Did you steal a stolen airship? There we go. That's what I'm looking for. A reward? Saint Germain seems to have understood what Lupin was talking about right away. So where did you steal it from?
知らん。
まあ、細けいことは気にすんなって。どうよ、インピー。こいつをレースまでに仕上げられるか？
ずいぶんとまあ旧式だけど、そうな。予算次第かな。
じゃあ、金は制限なく使っていい。勝てる船になるまで改造しまくれ。そのために取ってきたんだからな。で、インピー以外の俺たちの今後の行動についてだが、
改造費用に充てるための資金調達か。
Lupin nods at Van Helsing's question.
仕方ないな。まとまった金を手に入れるとすると、短期の用心棒でもやってくるとしよう。
I thought you guys had like a huge amount of money. See what happened in the last one. The last episode, all you guys did was modify what, the ornithopter a bit to go blackmail the queen. Like, you shouldn't have used that much money already.
金策か。新薬の特許をいくつか売ればかなりの額になったはずだけど。
いずれにしろレースに勝たなければ前には進めませんからね。よろしい。私も今回は相応の額を援助しましょう。
It's funny because, like, I don't know, like I know it's past, so it's just like, oh, something finally turned up in who knows how long, so I'm gonna aid you so we can figure this out. What to do? Everyone is mentioning ways to earn money, but I have no way to help them. What can I do? After some thought, I arrive at an idea. Impy, I can't raise money, so I was thinking maybe I could help you. Would you mind?
まさかダメなんてことないって。むしろ大歓迎だよ。有能な助手がいれば開発もはかどるよ。
I was gonna say, of course not. Of course you wouldn't mind. Thank you. I'll work hard, Impy.
ついでだから飛行船の操船方法も手取り足取り教えちゃおっかな。
Sure.
おいおいインピ二人きりになるからってそいつに手出すなよ。
Can't make too many moves on her. I mean, she's poisonous.
そもそも手を出したら溶けてしまいますけどね。
Yeah, see? Some melting involved. What are you talking about?
とりあえず今は関係のない話題かな。
Like, don't worry about it.
さあさあ、タイムイズマネーだ。レース開催までもう時間がねえ。各自できる限り金を稼いできてくれよ。
With Lupin shot, everyone goes off to fulfill their duties.
じゃ俺たちも頑張りますか。
Yes, let's do it. From this point on, our days are busy. P and I build parts in his studio, and I help him install everything in the airship's engines. Our renovations cost an immense amount of money, from purchasing parts to new gas. In addition to the money everyone brings in, we end up having to use the entire sum of money we've saved up to this point. Nobody opposes the use of the money, since winning the race is our only way of getting that key information. Because we're so on top of our expenditures, we actually end up falling slightly under budget, but the real problem is time. The deadline is approaching and we have to race against the clock, as if we've already entered the race. If we relax our guard even a little bit, we won't be finished with the remodeling before the race begins. And B and I spend our days under an immense amount of pressure. 3 days until the race. MB told me to go ahead and go to sleep, but MB must still be working. I can't sleep knowing that he must still be hard at work. There has to be something I can do to help. Start to think this, and I get an idea and leave my bed. You want to bring him some food or something, right? After a while, I head behind the mansion. It seems he's still working. As suspected, the sound of his work are comforting to me, and I walk through the yard briskly. Impy. I see him from behind, and I stop myself from calling out to him. It looks as if he's concentrating.
これじゃ馬力が足りないか。壁を厚くしてもう少し気圧を上げる。いや、負荷がかかりすぎて危険だし。
He seems to be mumbling to himself. The light from the lamp casts shadows across his face. I don't want to bother him, but I also want to get a closer look at him while he's so intent on something. Maybe it was a different time that I think in one of these, she like brings him a sandwich or something.
操作系統を一新してもう一つエンジンを積み込む。時間はかかるけど、それなら。
Impy sadly raises his hand and our eyes meet.
あれカルディアちゃんごめん全然気がつかなかった
He swiftly runs over and joins me at my side. Impy, I'm about to hand him the item I brought for him when a certain thought bubbles up. What if he doesn't want it?
なになにてっきりもう眠ったもんだとあれ後ろになんか持ってる
Maybe we should did bring him a sandwich. Impy's quick to notice that I have something. I guess there's no use hiding it. I brought you a late-night snack, a sandwich. I thought you might be hungry after working so hard. I know it looks... It really is a terrible looking sandwich. There's a world of difference between this and what MP usually makes. I had underestimated sandwich making. I thought you just needed some bread and something to stick between it. But when I first started making it, I realized my predicament in that I was unable to take off my gloves. While I stood there at a loss, the Count happened by and helped me put it together somehow. I'll have to thank Saint Germain later. Oh, she tries to make a sandwich with her gloves. She's just like, this is hard. That's cute.
え俺のために作ってくれたのほほ俺への好感度を上げてどうしようっていうのかな
He's like literally, he's genuinely blushing this time. It's really cute. Your good side, I don't know. You're just working so hard. I wanted to do something for you, even though it's just a little thing. Sadly, my result is just a hideous sandwich made using some vegetable scraps. I can't contain my disappointment, and my sadness clearly shows because Impy stops and smiles at me.
そっかすげえ嬉しいよありがとうじゃあ気分転換も兼ねて休憩しちゃおっかなと
He tosses his equipment aside and starts climbing onto the studio's roof.
こっちこっちカルディアちゃん君もここの縁に座って食べようぜ星空も見えてなんだかんだロマンチックよ
He hoists me up before I can even protest and puts me down next to him. Here you go. Seeing that Impy has already sat down, I hand him this sandwich with a bit of nervousness.
いただきます
Impy takes a sandwich from the basket without any hesitation and puts it up to his mouth. How is it? I don't think it's anything like the meals you make.
いやいや超うまいよ俺こんなうまいサンドイッチ食べたの生まれて初めて
Because it was made by you. I'm gently relieved to hear him say that he enjoys the sandwich. I'm glad. The stars, I remember Impy mentioning them, and I look up at the sky. There's a countless number of them sparkling in the pitch black night.
格別に綺麗な空ってわけじゃないけどさ物を作ったりして頭が切り替えるのによく世話になってんだここのお星様にはさ
Impy says this while he eats his sandwich beside me. I remember what I wanted to ask him. It's rare that we're alone together, so maybe I should just do it now. Impy, there's something I've been wanting to ask you. Impy finishes his sandwich and wipes his mouth before responding.
ん何俺の好みの女の子ああそれは君みたいな女の子さ
That's so cute. It's just you, a girl like you. No, it's something else.
おうなんだろうこのズバッと切られた感じまあいいかそれで聞きたいことだっけ ?OK 何でも答えちゃうよどんどん聞いてちょうだいな
Impy's so adorable. Just the way he speaks is adorable. I nod, encouraged by his smile. You look like you have so much fun when you're working with machinery. What made you decide to become an engineer? Was there a reason for it? Another really pretty CG.
きっかけ俺が技師を目指したきっかけか
Impy looks up at the sky and stars, speaking with a nostalgic tone of voice.
そりゃあやっぱ機関車だね蒸気機関車
The steam locomotive, do you mean the one from the abduction mission?
そうそう、あの鉄のお化けみたいなやつ。もちろん他にもいろんな理由もあるし、だんだんと物を作る世界にはまっていったんだけど、やっぱきっかけって言えるのは機関車だね。俺ってすっげえど田舎の集落に住んでたんだけどさ、ある時森の外に鉄道が通ることになって、もう集落全体の大騒ぎだったんだ。大人がさ、みんな怖がっちゃってさ。で当日、集落の悪ガキどもが機関車見に行くってんで、当時子供だった俺も好奇心が勝っちゃってさ、こっそり見に行ったんだ。引かれた線路の前でひたすら待ってさ、今日はもう来ないのかななんて思ってた時だった。遠くから甲高い汽笛が聞こえた。最初は黒い点だったのがみるみる大きくなってくんだ。ガシャガシャガシャって音と振動が響いて、気がつけば目の前を真っ黒な怪物みたいな塊が走り去っていくんだ。吹き上がる黒煙、響き渡る汽笛の音、吐き出される真っ白な蒸気。ほんとすごかったな。みんないつの間にか逃げちゃってて、俺一人だけぼーっと突っ立ってて、頭の中は機関車のことでもういっぱい。ひたすらすげえって言葉しか出てこなかったんだ。それが俺のインピーバービケーンの始まりで、技師になろうって思ったきっかけだね。で、なんか照れんな。こんな話聞いてて楽しい？
He's so cute and embarrassed. Oh, I forgot to get my choices out. Hold on. If I were to guess, I would say it's not that one, so I'm having a lot of fun. No, I'm really enjoying this. I feel like I've learned a little bit more about you. It makes me happy. Oh, look at him, so blushing. He's speechless for once. The first time he's ever speechless around her. What's the matter?
いや、なんかこう正面から素直に反応されると意外と恥ずかしいもんなんだなって。
There's nothing to be embarrassed about. You're worthy of respect. Impy starts to climb down from the roof, his face a little red. I follow him down to the ground.
さっきもう寝た方がいいって追い返しておいてなんなんだけどさ、もうちょっとだけ一緒に作業しようか。
He's like, I did tell you to leave, but you stay. I want you to stay. So cute. That's fine with me.
よし、君の笑顔で元気100倍。さーて、残りの仕事を片付けてやら。
Recharge. And he looks serious again. For some reason, seeing him like this makes me happy. So cute. Then, we use a limited amount of time we have to work on remodel after remodel in order to improve the airship's performance. Finally at breakfast on the day of the race.
さて、いよいよだな。イギリス中、いや、世界中のマフィアどもが注目するブラックギャザリング。
I think it's funny that they translated it to gangsters from all over the world, when obviously in Japanese they're saying mafia. Funny.
ここで華々しく優勝を飾って、アイザックの意向とやらをゲットしようじゃねえか。
He is very determined.
とはいえ、肝心のレース内容を詳細には聞いていないが、私自身は会場に出向く必要があるのか？
Yes, you're required to be there in person.
今回のレースは 最低5人以上のチームメンバーがいないと出走登録ができないそうですからね。
5 members. So everyone but Saint Germain.
なるほどな。頭数が少ない私たちがレースに臨むなら同行した方が良さそうだ。
I think Saint Germain would just be a cheerleader at this place. What's wrong with him? I don't understand.
ではせっかくですから試運転を兼ねてレース会場まで飛行船で行ってみてはいかがでしょ
それはいい案だね。ねえ二人ともレース会場まで。
It's not done, is it? I think that's what it was. It wasn't done. It wasn't finished in time.
二人ともどうしてさっきから黙ってるの？
お、フランちゃんってば気がついちゃった？俺たちの黙ってる理由を知りたいって？じゃあ教えてあげちゃおう。
Impy gracefully stands up at the end of the table and looks at all of us. He slowly smooths back his chair, then suddenly he falls to his knees and places his head against the floor. The movement is fluid and refined.
その格好は？
これぞアジアンベスト謝罪スタイル土下座。
土下座？聞いたことがないな。
謝罪スタイルということはそのようなスタイルにならざるを得ない事態になってしまったというわけですね。
Impy nods vigorously, his face still staring at the floor.
レースの開催日1日間違えておりました。
Oh yeah, so it's a day behind.
改造エンジンの取り付けとテスト飛行がまだ終わっておりません。
バカだとは思っていたがここまで来ると哀れを通り越して滑稽だな。
おお、何も言い返せないよ。
I have the date wrong too, and I'm sorry. I stand and bow, joining Impy in apology. Not that any of this will turn back the clock any.
ま、やっちまったもんはしょうがねえ。俺たちは先に会場に行ってようぜ。
先に行ってどうする？飛行船がなければ意味がないだろう。
飛行船は後から来るさ。インピ、てめえのことだ。レースまでにはどうにか間に合わせるんだろ。
そりゃもちろん開催時刻の12時には必ず間に合わせる。
Impy, I'll help. I'm just as responsible.
いや、心意気だけ受け取っとくよ、カルディアちゃん。飛行船レースの参加条件、さっきサンちゃんが言ってたように最低5人いなきゃ登録もできないんだ。ドラちゃんは屋敷で留守番するって話だし、人数を揃えるためにも君はルパンたちと会場に行ってほしいんだ。
I see. Right. Good luck. You can do it, Impy.
任せてちょうだい。君のような美女の応援があれば100人力。早速やってきますか。
I know, especially you spent like almost the entire night with her working. You better make it up to them. Impy cracks his knuckles and takes off.
本当に大丈夫なんだろうな。これで参加すらできず不先輩などになったら私はあいつを蜂の巣にしかねん。
More lead than a pencil with a lot of lead.
大丈夫でしょう。彼は失敗も目立ちますが、それは常に新たな挑戦を忘れないからです。インピーは本当に優秀な技師ですよ。
Lupin nods in agreement.
僕も同じくだ。インピーの腕は本物だし、今回だってきっと間に合わせてくれるよ。本当はバンだってインピーの技術力は認めているんでしょ。
技術があっても人格があれではな。とにかく私は時間に間に合うなら文句はない。
That's as good as the answer as you're going to get out of him.
これまでも修羅場をくぐってきた仲じゃねえか。インピーの言葉を信じようぜ。
With Lupin's encouragement ringing in our ears, we prepare to depart.
ブラックギャザリングは正午からの開催となります。観客の方は右にご整列ください。レース参加者としてエントリーしたいチームはこちらで受付を済ませてください。
The venue is already overflowing with people.
噂じゃ今回はルーキーが随分参加するらしいぜ。
へえ、そりゃ大盤狂わせもありえるな。一攫千金も夢じゃねえかも。
おお、にぎやかなもんだね。イギリス中から暇人どもが続々と。ご苦労なこった。
このにぎわいのうち約半分は闇社会に生きるものか。どう見てもきな臭い奴らが混じっているな。
少し緊張してきた。
勝ちを意識しすぎてもよくありません。私はチームとして皆さんとこのレースに参加できただけで満足ですよ。
We're not here just to be together. We need to win.
おや、
Oh yeah.
失礼。そうでしたね。つい浮かれてしまいました。
Oh yeah. Pardon me. Excited voices can be heard from all over. We make our way through the crowd and arrive at a reception desk. We'd like to register our team.
かしこまりました。それでは飛行船をお見せください。発着場に係留していらっしゃいますか？
It's not here yet. Oh, well,
すみません。飛行船はまだこちらに来てないんです。ここで待ち合わせをすることになっていまして。
そうですか。残念ですが、飛行船がなければ登録を受け付けることはできません。11時までに飛行船を発着場に係留させていただけますか？
何 ?11 時だと？開始は12時からではないのか？
はい、12時はレース開始時間ですが、その1時間前には登録を済ませていただかなくてはいけません。
you just lost an hour of time.
おやおや、これは困ったことになりましたね。
やべえな。インピーのやつ、12時がタイムリミットだと思ってるだろうし、こいつはまずいことになったな。
Hopefully he's smart enough to know that you can't show up right when the race starts. You have to register too. I'll go back to the mansion and tell MB.
無駄だ。屋敷に戻っている間に時間切れだ。
What should we do then? Is there any way we can contact him?
あるとすれば、エーテル通信機で連絡なんだろうけど、そんな最新鋭の機器はここにもお屋敷にもないしね。
何もできることがないなら焦っても仕方がないだろう。私たちには待つことしかできん。
インピーにかけるしかねえか。
I nod at Lupin's words and we continue to wait anxiously for Impy to show up. 10 minutes goes by. Then 30 minutes are gone in a flash.
登録締め切りまであと30分となりました。登録していないチームは早急に登録してください。
That's easy for them to say. I wonder how Impy's doing.
雲行きが怪しくなってきたね。
仕方ないな。今日がインピーの命日だ。
And housing, you can't.
インピー、頼むぞ。なんとか間に合わせてくれ。
10 minutes later, This is bad. This is really bad.
ああ、そういえばインピーはとても優秀な技師ですが、時間にはとてもルーズでしたね。
伯爵、このタイミングでその情報はみんなの不安を猛烈に煽るだけでは。
インピー、頼む、信じてるからな。
Please.
先に確認しておくが、レースに参加できなかった場合、目的の品を強奪。それでいいんだな。
それはロンドン中のマフィアとヤードを敵に回しますし、あまり現実的ではありませんね。
だが現状ではそれが最も現実になり得そうだがな。
Funny how the music changes as it gets more and more desperate. Another 10 minutes goes by, so they have 10 minutes to show up.
登録するならそろそろ本当に飛行船を見せていただかないと。
もうすぐ来ます、絶対に。だからもう少しだけ待っていただけませんかねえ。そうだよね、ルパン。
ああ、悪いが俺はだんだん自信がなくなってきたところだ。
得意げに何を言ってるんだお前は。
Don't say things like that. MP will be here soon. Just as something blocks the light above us, turning the ground dark for a moment.
おや、これは。
A solar eclipse. We hear a sharp whistle. I look up, trying not to get my hopes up.
お待ちだー、真打ち登場だぜ。
You didn't say that with a megaphone. How are they supposed to hear you? An airship passes by low overhead with MP waving at us from it.
あの飛行船が僕らの船です。
確認しました。参加登録をしておきますので、開催時刻の20分前までに発着場にて万全の体制を整えてください。
Yay! I'm so glad.
間に合ってよかったですね。
I love Saint Germain so much. He finds amusement in everything. Everything is just funny to him. He's my favorite.
俺は信じてたぜ。
No,
イ
you
ンピー、よくやった。
You did not.
さっきまで弱気になっていたのはどこのドイツだ。まあ、強奪の手間が省けたのはいいことだがな。
And Van Helsing was intent on stealing this if it didn't go his way. I'm so glad he made it. I'm curious though. Hey Lupin, where did you get that airship from in the first place?
ああ、そりゃ。
ああ、ありゃ俺たちの飛行船じゃねえか。
Turn around at the shot and see a man looking up at the airship with his mouth agape.
うわ、いっけね。
You didn't think that they would show up to this? For some reason, Lupin ducks behind me. Lupin, did you steal that man's ship?
まあな。あいつら空賊なんだよ。あの飛行船で旅行者や船を襲って生計立てた手合いでよ。
イギリスの治安も良くなって、ついでに我々は飛行船を手に入れられる。一石二鳥というわけですね。
その通りだが、あいつらここにいるってことはレースに参加するつもりか？
そのようだな。見たところ最新モデルの機体だ。どうせならあっちを盗んでくればよかったものを。
仕方ねえだろ。うちの船を取るときにはそんな情報を持ってなかったんだよ。
船長、あの飛行船を登録したやつひっ捕らえて、俺らの怖さ思い知らせてやりましょうよ。
ああ、ダメだダメだ。ここでの喧嘩はご法度なんだよ。
なんでそんなおとなしいこと言ってんですか。そんなもん知ったことじゃありませんぜ。
アホ、熱くなるのは構わねえかな。ここはマフィアの巣窟なんだ。ルールを破れば蜂の巣になるのはこっちだぞ。
なるほど、それはまずいっすね。
It's probably best if they don't find out we're the owners of that airship.
雑魚には変わりないが、面倒を減らすためだ。お前たち、気取られるような真似はするなよ。
Yeah, it says you can't attack people down here, but what about in the sky? It did say that combat was not prohibited, so I'm just gonna take you out of the sky.
どうだ、インピーさんの船はすごいだろう。
Well, now you just gave him your name. MP roared with laughter from the ship. Ah.
うわ、やっちゃったね。
インピーか。覚えてやがれ。
He calls the airship some kind of ridiculous name too.
なんとも間の悪いやつだ。これであいつは空賊どもに狙われること確定だな。
It's got like the word princess in it or something. With the help of the staff standing by at the landing field, MP is able to moor the airship at the starting point. Once we make sure the Sky Pirates are nowhere to be seen, we meet up with MP when he gets off the airship.
へへ、どうよ、インピーさん余裕のご登場だぜ。
いや、実は結構ギリギリだったんだけどね。
え？
それと今後お前は一部の空賊に命を狙われることになった。せいぜい気をつけて生きろ。
何？俺がいない間に何があったの？
As we're talking amongst ourselves.
ほう、あの船は君たちの船というわけか。
Is this the annoying guy that I was talking about in other episodes? A sudden shout burst from behind us. Yeah, it is. Oh my goodness. I hate this guy so much. We turn around and find a man grinning from ear to ear, dressed in an eccentric outfit.
いやー、素晴らしい。実に素晴らしい船だね。
He's probably gonna cap out my volume during all of this, so I apologize if he doesn't have very good voice acting, because it's literally going to cap out when he gets to a certain peak. The man speaks excitedly, not paying any attention as we stand dumbfounded.
あんた何も？
おお、これは失礼。この私としたことが申し遅れてしまったようだね。
This man, why does he strike some strange pose every time he opens his mouth? Is there a reason behind it?
私は超優秀であり、いずれ世の真理を暴くであろう科学者、その名もネモ。
I hate it so much. I hate this guy. Mr. Nemo.
お嬢さん、ちょっとだけ違うぞ。正しくはネモ。そう、科学の申し子ネモ。
Alright.
時に諸君、あの船は一体誰が作ったのかな？
作ったっていうか、改造したのは俺だけど、ネモっていうの？なんかよ。
What do you want?
おお、君があの船を作ったのか。一目見ればわかる。よくぞあの旧式をあそこまで改造したものだね。
He has like gold teeth. He doesn't have normal teeth.
マジであんたわかるの？これ揚力を最大限に生かすように設計してんだ。スピードと小回りだけならきっとダントツだぜ。
確かにあの船は美しい。素晴らしい機能美、そして外見。
おお、あれの美しさがわかるのか。まるで裏若き乙女のようなしなやかさだろう。
わかるぞ。恋に恥じらう女性のごとき奥ゆかしさの中にもあらゆる可能性を秘めたあのフォルム。
なんなんだこいつらは。
What the heck? I mean, what are they talking about? They seem to be having fun anyway.
ああ、なんか多分常人には理解できねえ部分で通じ合ってる感じがするな。
Yes, the normal people can't understand.
姿形は全く違えど、ルイは友を呼ぶ。そういうことでしょうか。
Nature Maid. Nature Maid is the best. Victor has nothing to say. What's the matter, Victor? You're being awfully quiet.
いや、僕はちょっと。
What'd you get so loud for? Oh my goodness.
フラン。
Oh. Uh-oh.
君はビクター・フランケンシュタイン。
You've been found out.
なんという偶然。驚いた。君もこのレースに参加するのか？
まあ。
Are you two acquaintances?
知り合いというには一方的すぎるというか。
Oh yeah, too one-sided. Nemo, whatever, like knows all about Victor and really likes Victor, and Victor's like, just leave me alone.
王立協会にいた頃、一方的にライバル視されててさ。
我が修正のライバルよ。こんなところで会うとは、やはり我らは戦う運命なのだな。
偶然だと思うけどね。
Sure it's coincidence.
よーし、わかった。私も一介の科学者として君たちとの勝負を受けようではないか。
Oh my goodness. No one invited you to battle.
ああ、なるほど。こういうタイプのやつってわけね。ウラン、お前もいろいろ大変だったんだな。
Sholmes makes you feel his pity.
何も説明してないのに理解してくれてありがたいんだか悲しいんだか。
楽しみだよ。君たちを返り討ちにするその時がね。
Hey, Van Helsing, if he means to defeat us, do you think he'll attack us?
私が知るわけないだろ。
では諸君、これから戦う君たちに敬意を表し。
Oh, he's definitely going to attack you.
本レース優勝候補である私の船をご紹介しよう。さあさあ、遠慮せず共に来たまえよ。
いや、僕らは遠慮しておこうかな。
マジで俺見たい。
He's like, I want to see. Everybody but MP refuses to go.
過度の遠慮は美しくないぞ。しかし、いい いだろう。では来たまえ、そこの有能なる騎士よ。
オートマさん、俺は言われなくても行くぜ。
The two head away, still speaking excitedly between themselves.
おいおい、うちのメインパイロットくん、意気揚々と言っちまったよ。
But we don't have much time left. We'll have to start preparing for the race. Everyone get in the airship.
準備？インピーがいませんが、大丈夫なのですか？
She's got this. I've memorized everything from the ship structure to how to operate it to roles for all of you during the flight. I can take care of the pre-flight checklist until Epi gets back.
どこぞのポンコツ技師よりもよほど戦力になるな。
Because I helped Impy out during the ship's remodeling, I've grown attached to it as well. I'm going to do my best. I whisper this just before I enter.
へえ、内装は俺が盗んできた時とそう変わってないんだな。清潔にはなってるみてえだけど。
The interior doesn't have much to do with speed, turning, or sturdiness, so MP said it had a low priority. I was in charge of cleaning the interior, by the way. Lupin and the rest head for their assigned positions within the airship. We really should have made test flights and studied how to work as a group before the race, but everyone else was so busy gathering money we didn't have time for it. We did verbally explain everything to each person, and because they are so capable and learned their parts quickly. As for me, I go to the pilot's seat as a stand-in for MP. Because I have been working with MP on it for so long, everything looks familiar. Huh, what's this button? I've never seen it before. It says danger, do not touch, but I wonder what it is. I open the lid to the voice tube nearby. This voice tube is set up so we can carry our voices to any compartment within the airship. Can everyone hear me?
こちら監視隊。よーく聞こえるぜ。
Yeah, we're probably going to be attacked by another airship, so I need to be able to communicate with your station.
こちら砲台と言いたいところだが、見たところ砲台は一つもないようだが。
The guns are missing. That was Impy's decision. We don't have the manpower to use a bunch of weapons, so he took them out to save weight.
基本は先行逃げ切りということか。それで、私は何をしたらいい？
There should be a meter and adjustment valves for the gas nearby. You'll be managing and adjusting the gas with them. If there's a gas leak or other emergency, we'll maintain buoyancy by throwing off the stored water. You can do that too.
了解した。そんな事態にならないことを祈ろう。
こちら機関室、異常なく聞こえるよ。伯爵と二人だと、ここはちょっと狭いね。
I know, what is Saint Germain going to do? It was already pretty cramped, but we replaced the engine with a larger one for more output. That took up a lot more space. Saint Germain, you'll be assisting Victor. Once the race starts, we'll need you to run around making fixes across the ship.
お任せください。事前にいただいたマニュアル通りに万事対処しますよ。
According to the manual. Yeah, he's like the least fix-it person there. Oh, did you happen to bring it with you?
いいえ。ですが、一字一句すべて暗記していますから、ご心配なく。
How very convenient. You memorized the entire thing? You're amazing, Count.
それに、伯爵が機械いじりにここまで乗り気だなんて、少し意外でした。
なんだか楽しそうでしたからね。興味を持つと、とことん極めたくなってしまうのですよ。
That's very like you. The three voice tubes are working fine. I informed Lupin and the others of what needs to be checked and have them take a look. As we are all getting ready, someone enters the bridge.
やっほー、カルディアちゃん、立派に船長をこなしてるね。
MP, we're up to step 24 on the checklist. There was a small leak in the piping, but it's been fixed. That's it.
OK, OK。 準備万端って感じだね。
What about you? How was Nemo's airship?
ネモね、ネモ。飛行船はね、あいつの言う性能が本当ならぶっちゃけ確かに優勝候補って感じ。あと帰りがけにいくつか有力な候補も見かけたけど、やっぱ最有力はうちの船でしょ。名付けてインピーさんと姫と下僕たち号。
誰が下僕だこら。
あ、聞こえてたの？
よく聞こえてたよ、インピ。
お前が操縦士でなければ空から突き落としてやるところだ。
The others continue to protest through the voice tube, but MP simply closes the lid, cutting them off. I leave the con to MP and spread open a map on top of some equipment. I place a pawn representing each airship upon it. I'll be moving the pawns according to the reports from the monitoring station, so we'll constantly be aware of our positions. In the race, the course and altitude are fixed and will be immediately disqualified if we deviate from the rules. That means it'll be very important to know exactly where our ship is at all times. The objective of the race is to circle the outer limit of London, then return to the starting point. During that time, we'll need to make accurate judgments of the situation. It's an important role. I'll do my best.
観客の皆様、大変長らくお待たせいたしました。
You hear a voice speaking to the crowd through an open window in the cabin.
いよいよブラックギャザリング開始のお時間となります。戦いを制し優勝をつかむのは一体誰か。今イギリスで、いえ世界で最も熱いレースが今年も開かれようとしています。各飛行船の皆様、飛び立つ準備はできていますでしょうか。
Airships taking part in the race all sound their whistles at once as if to cheer themselves on.
どうやら準備は万端のようです。なお、現在参加するすべての飛行船にエーテル通信の受信機が配られています。私はレースの実況としてレースに使われるコースよりさらに上の空域から彼らを追いかけます。白熱の試合模様を観客の皆様と選手の皆様にお送りしたいと思います。
I look over at MP. He smiles and places the ether communication receiver, which looks like a small suitcase, in front of me.
さあ、もう間もなくとなります。聖地の一瞬が近づいています。
It's really annoying. It's not even capping out my volume, but it's really loud. MP fiddles with the dials, and we hear a voice coming from the device.
スタートの合図で、すべての飛行船が一斉に大空へと飛び立つことになるでしょう。
Sounds a little bit better, I guess.
ガイドは頼むよ、カルディアちゃん。
Of course. The barometric, the barometric altimeter, a compass, map ons, and the receiver. This is my battlefield.
スタート、秒読みに入ります。
MP opens the voice tube at the commentator's announcement.
機関室、エンジン作動。
エンジン作動。機関室了解。
5、4。
I hear the sound of the airship's turbines spinning as the voice from the receiver continues.
3、2。
The airship begins to vibrate. It's different from the ornithopter. This huge mass is about to rise into the sky, and I feel the shuddering in my bones.
1、スタート。
As the starting sound signals and our airship rises into the sky, I have a subtle feeling of weight, probably the floor pushing up on me.
規定高度まで最大速で上昇。
いい調子だぜインピー。出足はどの船より好調だ。
Amy and I look at each other, hearing Lupin's report. It seems like we're off to a promising start.
さあ、すべての飛行船が規定のコースに入った模様です。いきなり頭一つ飛び出したのは、今年初参加となるルーキー、インピーさんと姫と下僕たち号です。
おいこらインピー、聞こえたぞ。てめえマジであの名前にしたのか。
That's funny.
へえ、別にいいじゃんか。ちょっとした茶目っ気だろ。
これは少々長いので姫と下僕号と省略させていただきます。
I wonder what HMS stands for. I can't think of what HMS would stand for.
なあ、一番大事な要素が消えた。
They cut out the most important part. Oh, they cut out his name. That's the most important part.
私たちの内心と同じだな。
え、何？俺いらないと思われてる？いらないと思われてるの？
You don't want me.
と、じゃれてる場合じゃねえぞ。4時の方角から砲撃、2時の方角へ旋回しつつ全速で逃げろ。
2時に全速、ほらい。
早速の交戦開始か。さすがに血の気の多い奴らだ。
Suddenly, an explosive noise rattles the windows. Are we hit?
いや、俺たちの船じゃないよ。別の船だ。
なんと開始早々凄まじい弾幕で進行方向にいた優勝候補の一角を撃沈させた試練の空賊号、一気に第2位です。
その第2位よりモールス通信。次は貴様だインピー。火だるまになりやがれだとよ。
なんで俺そんなに恨まれてるの？
You stole their ship. The Sky Pirates think that Impy stole that ship from them.
上等だ。俺を倒したきゃ死ぬ気でかかってこい。小汚いクソども。って返しといたぜ。
The newer brains.
いや、なんで煽ってんだよ。
さあここに来て試練の空賊号がスピードを上げていく。その方向はピタリと姫と下僕号を狙っているぞ。
Impy, you should be able to see London's outer wall on the left. From here on out, try to keep us at a height of at least 500 meters.
了解。その範囲で避けろってことね。
方針が動いた。撃ってくるぞ。
You hear an explosion and feel a jolt.
おっと姫と下僕号被弾。船体後部より黒煙が上がっております。
被害報告。
ガス網に気圧の変化はない。無事だ。
エンジンも正常運転中。
被害箇所を確認してきました。外装をかすった程度ですね。問題ありません。
よし、一気に引き離すぜ。フラン、エンジンをレッドゾーンまで高速回転させてくれ。
レッドゾーン OK。
インピー、エンジンが文字通り悲鳴を上げつつ凄まじい熱を発していますが、
撃墜されるよりはマシさ。
The ship gains altitude, skidding through the sea of clouds. Soon a huge mountain of clouds appears before us.
ラッキー、突っ込むぜ。
We plunge into the cloud without an ounce of hesitation. Once we're in this world of pure white, the ship's bow rises. Then, when we pull out of the cloud, the enemy ship is flying far below us.
カルディアちゃん、コード大丈夫？
We're just under the flight limit, but we're fine.
あっと試練の空賊号 姫と下僕号を見失っている模様。
よっしゃ、一気に行くぜ。
後続船も次第に調子を整え、試練の空賊号を捉えました。全員団子状態の中、姫と下僕号が軍を抜いてリード。しかし誰も砲撃を開始しませんね。しきりにライトによる信号を送り合っている様子です。おっと、どうやら全ての船が協力して姫と下僕号の撃墜を目指すようです。
Uh-oh.
はあ、マジかよ。
初参加の輩に優勝などさせるかということなのだろうな。
Suddenly, the airship shakes violently.
下部走行に被弾。小さいですが船体に穴が開いてしまいました。
Saint-Germain delivers the grave news in an absolutely deadpan voice.
ガスの12番に欠損。バラスト水を捨てて浮力の調整を取る。
7時方向、下から猛烈な砲撃が来るぞ。気合で避けろ。
言われなくても。
The airship tilts wildly.
砲撃回避、やるじゃねえか。
しぶとい、しぶといぞ姫と下僕号。他の飛行船からの集中砲火を巧みな操縦で避けています。
MP, what are you going to do if this keeps up?
敵の船が一隻ならまだしも、こう多いとね。
MP grips the wheel grimly. A single line of sweat runs quietly down his cheek. Suddenly, we hear an explosion. Not just one, but a series of booming bursts going on and on. But we're not shaking, so we weren't hit. What's causing all that noise?
おっと、なんということでしょう。参加チームの下方雲海から砲弾の一斉掃射。
Is Nemo coming to your rescue?
飛行船が次々と炎に飲まれ、雲の下へと沈んでいきます。
Someone else is attacking the other ships. I wonder if they're trying to help us.
いや、あいつは味方じゃないでしょう。むしろ最大の敵じゃない。
He wants the honor of taking you down himself. A piercing loud peal of laughter fills the skies.
下方の雲海から重武装した飛行船が出てきやがった。他の飛行船をお釈迦にしたのはあいつだ。
どうだね、インピ、そしてフラン。我が試作飛行戦艦フルトン号の性能は。
This says HMS2. It must be like a widely used term for airships. I don't know.
正直こうなるとは思ってたよ。つうかあんだけ武装しといて飛行性能もこっちより上とか反則だろう。
I know why.
超絶なる天才科学者である私と同じ土俵で戦おうなどと思った時点で君たちの負けは確定していたのだよ。さあ、空の塵になるがいい。
The ship shakes with an ungodly loud sound, and I'm thrown against the bulkhead.
カルディアちゃん、大丈夫？怪我は？
If he can't take his hands off the wheel, so he shouts from where he's sitting. I'm fine, don't worry about me, I keep flying.
了解。みんな、無事か？
エンジン被弾。一機やられた。
ガス脳がもう一つやられた。バラスト水も全て捨てた状態だ。このままではもう一つやられたら墜落だな。
さあさあ、盛り上がってまいりました。ゴールを目前に控えた状況での一騎打ち。 姫と下僕号が逃げ切るのか、それともネモ選手のフルトン号が姫と下僕号を爆発飛散させてしまうのか。レースの勝者はどっちだ。
もうこれレースってか戦争じゃん。気軽に盛り上げてくれちゃってこっちは命がかかってるってのにさ。
Empy, at this rate.
仕方ない。こんなこともあろうかと。
I think I know what it is too. Oh, well, yeah. I think I know what happens. It's kind of funny. Empy reaches out and forcefully hits the switch on the panel labeled Danger, Do Not Touch. The entire airship shakes thunderously, and I hear a shout of surprise from Van Helsing at the rear deck.
おいインピ、甲板に巨大な装置が出てきたが、これは何だ。
A huge machine. I didn't know you'd put anything back there.
切り札は最後に取っておくってやつ。この船唯一の特殊武装、最強にして最大の一発をネモの野郎にお見舞いしてやるのさ。
インピ、エンジンが文字通りに火を吹いてるよ。これはもう素人の手じゃどうにもならない。
インピ、反撃するなら早くしろ。あの変態野郎また撃ってくるぞ。
ああ、いっぺんに言うなよ。俺は一人しかいないんだってば。
Empy, there's only one of you, but I can do something to help. There's no time. Prepare for the counterattack. I'm going to prepare to hit them back.
OK、壊される前に壊しちゃおうってわけね。そいじゃ俺はこのまま操縦を続けるよ。サンちゃん、その場はフランに任せて甲板後方のバンと合流。
心得ました。
任せるのはいいけど、僕だけじゃどうしても限界があるよ。とにかく急いで。
何をする気かは知らんが、反撃するならば早くしろ。
俺はこっから指示を出すから、君もバンたちに合流して。
Right. Following Impy's direction, I rush to the rear deck. Saint Germain and Van Helsing are already there. Between the two of them is something very large, and what's that? Some kind of golden sphere is next to it.
3人とも揃った。秘密兵器の上に説明書が乗っかってるから、それ読んで。
Let's start reading.
カルディアちゃん、俺は操縦に専念するから説明と実践、あとはよろしく。
Me? Alright. I start reading the manual as the ship is rocketed by more explosions. Here are the instructions. 1. Get Van Helsing into capsule.
聞き間違いか。今私をどうすると言った。
If he questions you, ignore him and continue. This is an emergency and sacrifices must be made.
多少の犠牲？どういう意味だ。おいインピー答えろ。聞こえているんだろ。
バン、今は本当に緊急事態です。疑問を挟んでいる余地はありませんよ。
それは分かっているが。
Van Helsing is to wear the vest inside, with the wires attached to the specified points within the capsule.
仕方ない。これが打開策になるというのなら甘んじて受け入れてやろう。
Van Helsing steps into the sphere and sits down as Saint Germain secures the lid. Next, bring the capsule to the tube and set it near the aperture. How are they supposed to move that thing with a human inside of it? Oh, I guess Saint Germain will just easily lift it. He easily lifts the sphere containing Van Helsing and places it by the end of the tube then. Like, Saint Germain. So he's lived a long time and has supernatural strength. We've learned that much about him. With great force, the capsule slides into the tube.
おい、 何が起きている？私に理解できるように説明しろ。
He's very upset right now. After he's in position, push the button to fire. Is this some kind of cannon? It's a cannon. I take a better look at the machine in front of me. It came up suddenly and I didn't recognize it because of its strange shape, but it seems to be a cannon.
でしょうね。さしずめ、人間大砲といったところですか。
We're gonna fire Van Helsing into the other ship so he can take him out.
イエス、二人とも大正解。インピー特製ヘルシング砲のお披露目だ。
ヘルシング砲ずいぶん愉快なもん作ってるじゃねえの、インピ。
He thinks it's funny too.
それつまりはバンを敵戦に向けて撃ち込むってこと？むちゃくちゃだな。
At least Victor is on Van's side.
心配すんなって。バンだからこそというかバンにしかできない究極の切り札よ。
What about safety?
そりゃもうバッチリ。ああ、常人じゃ無理かもしんないけど、バンなら大丈夫。問題ない。
He's fine. I think I can hear him shouting in there.
平気だって。バンなら平気だって。
ことさらただしバンに限るを強調してくるね。不安だ。
I know, right? As the argument goes on, Impy skillfully moves the airship and avoids Nemo's shots while approaching his ship.
カルディアちゃん、今だよ。思いっきり撃っちゃって。
What?
うん。では、私が押しましょう。
He's like, I'll shoot him. Ninja May reaches past me and pushes the button without any hesitation. The cannon makes an incredible boom. The capsule, trailing wires, soars through the sky and approaches Nemo's Photon.
そんな低速の弾、我が素晴らしき科学見て撃ち落としてくれよ。
そうはいくかよ。サンちゃん、スイッチをワンモアプッシュ。
Just gonna launch him.
お任せを。
The Count presses the button once more.
うわ、カプセルが開いた。
Yep. Nice. I like that.
なるほど、そういうことか。
Look at his eyes. He's very upset. Van Helsing seems disgruntled at his treatment, but his eyes are locked on the enemy's ship ahead.
ご理解いただけて何より。バン、頼りにしてるぜ。
It seems Van Helsing can still hear Impy, and we can hear Van Helsing too. The wires attached to him must have a small communication device attached.
インピ、戻ったら覚えておけよ。
岩塩弾くらいだったら後でいくらでも食らってあげるから、ひとまず前撃ってくるって。
The weapon on the HMS Fulton are turning towards the cannon as we speak. Turrets big and small are all facing us.
さあ、お別れの時間だ。君たちの犠牲は科学の進歩における尊い犠牲となるのだから。前段一斉発射。
Nemo's shouts echo across the sky, and more than 2 rows of cannons fire on us. Their balls are filling the air.
この程度。
One of the cannonballs is coming right at him, but he calmly fires at the highly explosive projectile and diverts the path. We feel the heat of the explosion, but it doesn't do any damage to us. And Helsing continues to reload and fire, targeting the projectiles on a collision course with our ship.
世話の焼けるやつらだ。
I know. What would they do without you? They need you. I really like this shot. This is a nice shot. Just blowing up cannons midair, cannonballs midair. He shoots down one cannonball after another, and the air between our ship and Nemo's is filled with smoke and fire.
ちょうどいい。この屈辱的な扱いの憂さ晴らしをさせてもらう。
A few minutes before, seconds after Van Helsing was shot into the air, the sky was filled with bright red and countless explosions went off. I'm gonna have a hard time figuring out which thumbnail I want to do now. If I want to do the MP thumbnail, or if I want to do the Van Helsing one. All I could do was sit in a daze and stare at the ongoing conflagration. What's going on? I can't see anything because of all the flames.
いやはや盛大にやっていますね。
こっちからはよーく見えてるぜ。バンの野郎、ショットガンで砲弾を落としやがった。
Yeah, I'm like...
うわ！あいつ、砲弾の上走ったぞ！
I was gonna say, when is he going to land on something? But he's just jumping from ball to ball.
そこまで行くと人外の技だね。
Yes, they are. Very superhuman. I hope Van Helsing's alright.
心配ないって。バンの実力を見極めた上での設計だ。あいつならきっちり役目をこなしてくれるさ。
We hear more explosions for a while. After a few minutes, the noise dies down. Then... No.
聞こえているか？フルトン号に侵入した。順次乗組員を気絶させていくが問題ないか？
Take down the crew one by one. Siren relief and Van Helsing's voice comes through over the line.
オーケー、死なない程度にやり返しちゃって。あの規模の飛行船は一人じゃ動かせないからな。そうなりゃ船は不時着必須だ。
了解。
Van Helsing's reply to MP's impossible order is short, but soon we start to hear a series of explosions off in the distance. Nemo's ship begins to fall into the clouds.
作戦完了だ。
よっしゃ、さすがだぜバン。あ、ワイヤーは切ってないよね。
ああ、ひとまずは侵入口にくくりつけた状態だ。よ
し、そんじゃあそこまで戻ってもう一回ワイヤーを装着よろしく。
We hear Van Helsing's running footsteps through the Aether communicator. All the while, more small explosions are going off within Nemo's ship, perhaps due to whatever mayhem he was doing in there.
戻ったぞ。ワイヤーもこちらに来た時と同様に身につけた。
Are you sure?
それで、私はどうやってそちらに戻るんだ？嫌な予感しかしないのだが。
そりゃ当然。逆再生回収すんのさ。サンちゃん、もう一丁よろしく。
はい、もう一丁と。
I think Saint Germain is just having a grand old time pushing this button to manipulate what happens to Van Helsing. The Count smiles and presses the button one more time. A reel extending from the cannon begins to spin, retracting the wires at an incredible speed. You hear Van Helsing's surprised shout through the communicator. Not even 10 seconds later, Van Helsing literally flies through the air, pulled by the wires. Dang, 10 seconds and he's on the ship. I feel bad for him. Oh. You don't have any way to catch him. The obvious happens. Poor guy. Van Helsing slams against the wall with extreme force. Van Helsing, are you alright?
くそ、視界が揺れる。
I feel so bad for him. Van Helsing holds his head for a little while, then slowly climbs to his feet.
おい、インピ。後でそれ相応の痛みは覚悟しておけ。
ねえ、怖え。だって仕方ないじゃん。あくまでも バンの超人的体力があってこその作戦なんだからさ。
まあ常軌を逸した頑丈さを持つバンだからこその扱いですね。人間兵器の呼び名は伊達ではありませんね。
Especially after this. Just when we think that victory is ours.
まだまだ
Oh great, you've made him mad. Nimbo's voice cuts through the air even though he should have fallen already. You rush to look outside and see the HMS Fulton still chasing us among the clouds.
うーわ、相変わらずしつこいな。まだやる気なの？
いや、どうやっても無理だろう。人員もいない、船も破損してる。そんなんじゃ制御なんかできっこねえもん。
Just as MP says, the HMS Fulton rises above the clouds for a moment, then begins to sink down below.
覚えておくがいい。今回は私の負けだが、科学という情熱に捧げたこの熱い心ある限り、私は再び君たちに戦いを挑むことだろう。
それはちょっと勘弁してほしいな。
He's like, please don't. Oh my goodness. That was in English, I'll be back, but they felt the need to translate it. Okay.
いいからさっさと沈めっての。
Just crash already. Once again, Lupus says what we're all thinking. Right as the HMS Fulton sinks out of sight, we all take a breath of relief.
俺の役目も終わりだな。あとはゴールするだけだもんな。
ああ、いや、なんつうか、その、ね。
You have to crash land, don't you? He began sounding very evasive once Lupin asked that question. Yeah, because all like your engine's on fire and you're slowly probably going to crash.
なんだインピ、まだ何かあるのか？もう敵戦はいないだろう。
You look at each other with puzzled looks. Ippy clears his throat with a strangely calm demeanor.
詳しくはフランちゃんが報告します。
Yes, cough. A report from Victor about what?
インピ、エンジンが文字通りに火を吹いてるよ。これはもう素人の手じゃどうにもならない。
Oh.
大変言いにくいのですが、エンジンが完全にオーバーヒートしました。つまり
Which means
墜落だね。
He laughs as he says that. Bye. As the proving Victor right, we hear a roar and the ship begins to shudder.
おっと姫と下僕号、ここへ来てダメージが隠しきれない様子。ゴールが先か墜落が先か、死のデッドヒートはまだまだ終わらない。
If they're the last ones up, you should just give it to them by default, even if they don't quite make it over the finish line. The excitement of the announcer's voice only increases our anxiety. Impy.
そんな顔しないで。この船には君っていう勝利の女神がいるんだ。あとは俺に任せてちょうだい。
The airship is losing speed and lift and has been falling towards the ground at a rapid pace. We pass through the clouds and the ground begins to get closer and closer. I see it. I see the goal, Impy.
了解。ダイナミックかつドラマティックな不時着といこうじゃないの。
ああ、こりゃもうお前を信じるしかねえな、インピー。
極めて不本意かつ頼りないが、この際仕方あるまい。
You're just mad that he made you into a human weapon. A literal human weapon.
スリルがあって実によろしい。ああ、紅茶が飲みたくなってきますね。
He just wants a cup of tea. He does not have any worry whatsoever about crashing.
伯爵はマイペースだな。
どうやら姫と下僕後はゴール地点への不時着を試みるようです。いや、これは不時着などではありません。墜落です。ゴール地点の皆様、急いで逃げてください。
The ground is right in front of us. Impy, I believe in you.
その言葉があれば100人力ってね。
Oh, so cute.
いっけ
If he wrestles with the steering column to control the airship, then... In the end, the airship was completely wrecked and it would never fly again. But we made it to the finish line despite being covered in soot. We received a trophy and father's writings as the grand prize. Many people shouted and cheered for us. Slightly anticlimactic. So it's like, okay, we're on the ground, yay. I thought they were going to like crash in the river or something, but I couldn't remember. Once things settled down a little, we have the commemorative picture taken.
はい、もっと寄ってください。ああ、目つきの悪いメガネのお兄さん、もう少しにこやかにできませんか。
Sourpuss.
こうか。
He tries to smile. It's really funny.
バンのやつ言われてやんの。
It's okay. He'll smile during his own route.
先ほどの墜落は実に爽快でしたね。気分が高揚する出来事はやはりいいものです。
It was refreshing.
なんであれが気分高揚で済むんですか。僕は普通に死ぬかと思いましたよ。
He's not afraid of death. Death isn't a thing in his world anymore. As the others talk amongst themselves, I stare at the collection of Father's works we had been given. So these were handwritten by Father.
よかったね。これで君の毒を治すのに一歩前進だ。
Yes, thank you. I smile up at Impy. He looks surprised. Aww. He averts his eyes for some reason. What's the matter?
いや、こんな可愛い笑顔を向けてもらえたなら頑張った甲斐があったなってさ。
I have a cute smile, really?
もちろん、もうすっごく可愛いよ。
Super cute.
お、そこの髪の長いお兄さん、いい笑顔。ほらほら、メガネのお兄さん、見習ってください。眉間にシワ寄ってるよ。
インピ以下に扱われるとは。
さあ、記念撮影ですからね。皆さん、しっかりと笑顔を見せてくださいね。
You know, hearing him say that actually makes me feel a little bit sad. I don't know. I can't say why, but it's really sad. He's like, come on, just put on your smile, take this photo for me.
では行きますよ。Watch the body!
That's a good picture too. Dang it, which thumbnail am I going to use now? Oh, that's the end. Nobody understands the truth. This is the turning point in the common route. This is the last chapter. And then we're going to go down individual routes and find out everything about everyone, who everyone is, their purpose, what who Cardia is, who Finis is, so it's going to be exciting. I can't wait. But yeah, so it's 11:30. It's been a 2-hour video, so I'm not gonna be able to edit it before tonight, but I will. I mean, once you guys already watch this, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, it's gonna come out tonight. I have to do a Final Fantasy VII Rebirth demo stream as well, because that's out. And I have to do it before I go pick up my daughter. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Actually, I was saying that I didn't like this chapter because it was a little bit boring or annoying, but it's mostly because of Nemo. But reading it out loud, I think, improved the episode for me, the chapters, so it wasn't as annoying as I thought it was going to be. But now we're getting into the heart of the game, so look forward to that. Drop a like down below if you enjoy, subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.